rollovers.
Anything could break, anything could snap.
Fires.
If something goes wrong, this is when it would be.
Jackknives.
It's all in a bit of a mess.
When a loaded lorry loses control.
It's a bit more stuck than we thought.
It causes chaos on our roads.
Cheers, pal!
We've got crews on scene as we speak.
Moving these monsters
Are we ready then, boys? What's happening? What's happening?
takes a special kind of recovery work.
It's 44 tonne, it's got no keys with it. You couldn't have a worse scenario.
And keeping Britain's heavy hauliers safe
That made me jump.
is not a job for the faint-hearted.
Hold on, Steve.
He's gonna hit me.
Mate, I've got blood everywhere.
In this series, we climb aboard some seriously super-sized trucks
A nifty little weapon.
She's pretty there.
and go roadside with the UK's toughest recovery teams
The general public don't see the dangers of the winch cable.
as they battle to keep Britain's roads open
Good luck moving that.
Come to daddy.
against the odds.
I think it's best just to assume that everyone's trying to kill you anyway.
Today,
We've got a flat tyre or one that's been damned to the cords.
Sean spins the wheel of fortune
Basically kept going down the motorway until he's destroyed the hub. So trying to attach the wheel as best we can.
Dave has a hard road to travel.
I'm going to get done much steering or not, that's for sure.
And on the M25, Mary dices with danger.
I've got vehicles literally whizzing past my feet here right now.
Lantern HQ in Hertfordshire, where 25 operators spend all day, every day,
Lantern recovered last name.
receiving jobs that the company's 150-strong fleet attend to, rescuing drivers in distress.
What was the vehicle registration?
10 p.m. And a major incident has just come in.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
South of Bishop Stortford in Hertfordshire, Highways England has sealed off 2 lanes of the busy M11 motorway. Lantern's Mary is one of several recovery ops dispatched to the scene.
Highways have just phoned us to say closure's now in place now and that we're okay to move up onto scene, so we're heading up now to the area.
A fully loaded truck pulling an extra trailer has been left marooned on the hard shoulder of the M11 after the rear axle on the trailer collapsed while at full speed, causing 2 of the near side wheels to break off completely from the hub. From initial reports, it could turn out to be a long night.
There's no studs apparently left on the hub. I believe there's some load on it. I don't know what the load is, so it's a case of properly assessing it once we get there.
To clear the wreckage from the motorway as soon as possible, incident managers Sean and Dan will coordinate the rescue, while service engineer Albert is also on hand to help. After assessing the situation, Sean's already devised a plan of attack.
Basically kept going down the motorway until he's destroyed the hub. So lift it up, try and attach the wheel as best we can, and then load the trailer onto our Landau recovery trailer and then get him back to depot.
Motorbike mad Sean has racked up close to 1,000,000 miles working in heavy recovery. And with well over 5,000 truck rescues to his name, he's a safe pair of hands when there's a tricky rescue mission. The team's plan to reattach a wheel will be a huge challenge. The hub's been badly damaged, so getting it safely secured will be a fiddly business.
We're going to try just jacking it up and see if we can get any bolts through. The studs are wedged in it, but we're going to see if we can get just one wheel on there, which will just make it very much easier for keeping it level and getting it onto the low loader. Whether the wheel will rotate is another matter, but we will see.
Them 2 need to be that long.
Engineer Albert quickly gets to work.
Cutting down the bolts so we can actually bolt on the
wheel was a temporary fix.
But before attempting to attach them to the wheel hub, the team first needs to make space to work underneath the trailer.
We're just putting a air jack onto the chassis, Dan's under there.
Wooden blocks will provide extra security.
Do you want the fat one? Take the fat one. Will it fit? I don't think, will you have enough room?
Square?
Are we happy that's stable?
Making use of all his recovery know-how, Sean finds a way to speed things up.
We are lowering the air suspension.
We have lift off. It was in a jacked up state, but actually what it was doing was pushing the axle down. By dropping the air suspension, it will lift. It will allow the axle to come up, which is what we want, so that we can get the clearance to try and get a wheel onto it.
The team can now turn their attention to the smashed up hub. To have any hope of inserting new bolts to reattach a wheel, Dan first needs to remove the damaged studs.
If we get the wheel on and it does rotate...
Touching the caliper? Yeah, it's locked here. Coming up.
Can you back that caliper off so we can see whether it rotates?
Mary's right to be worried. If the hub won't rotate, their plan to reattach the wheel will all be for nothing.
I need to give it a whack to go round.
Yay! We've released the two Susies, pushed the shunt valve in to see will it turn, and it does. So a plan is try and get some bolts into it and get a wheel onto it and look at then pushing it up onto the low loader in the ideal world.
New bolts inserted into 3 of the freed up holes.
You're doing a sterling job there, Dan.
The team press on with the next stage of their plan.
Should we have a wheel? Have we got washers on the inside?
Yes, I have.
Let's go wheel then.
Luckily, the driver managed to retrieve both of his detached wheels. Not that it's left the ops with much of a choice.
OK, we've got a flat tyre.
Or a burst tyre.
Yeah. Or one that's been down to the cords.
But
has got pressure.
But it's only got to go on the trailer, isn't it? OK, we go with that one.
Go with this one. Up and in, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you need more height?
No, we're good.
Right, there we go, we're in.
Next step is to secure the wheel using the new bolts. That's if they can find the nuts.
Oh, wait, I'm not some bolts, yeah.
Oh, I saw something glint over there.
Oh, here we go.
Hang on, it didn't get dragged in with the wheel, did it?
There you go, found it.
Holding over all together.
Panic over, the boys push on.
Right, we're through. You on it?
Yeah.
Finally, the team has the wheel attached. But the success of their bold plan is still far from certain.
We've only got one wheel to play with rather than 2. And we only have 3 bolts because there is no disc left. So it's a bit of a suck and see of will the bolts hold enough for us to be able to wheel it up onto the low load roof.
If the bolts don't hold, this rescue could be about to lose its thread, leaving the M11 down to just one open lane.
With these rear legs, we could use them as a bit of a ski ramp to take some of the weight as well, rather than relying on everything on this one wheel that really is hanging by a thread, quite literally. So,
right, if we lower this?
The moment of truth now, we lower it, will these bolts hold?
So far, so good.
We might have to do a bit of a quick turnaround.
I'll put a bit of wood under it.
But with 2 lanes of the M11 still shut, they need to crack on with the crucial part of this recovery operation.
Go.
A dodgy wheel, held on by temporary nuts and bolts, means shifting the troubled trailer is going to be an incredibly delicate manoeuvre.
All it's got to do is just go up the low loader, that's all we want it. It's got to travel about 10 metres, that's it.
Come in a bit tighter. Just backing Sean into place now. Do you want to take a shunt forward and just come in a bit more this way?
Sean lowers his bed, ready to receive the trailer, while Dan positions his wrecker at its front. The Volvo FH is always ready to take on the toughest of jobs. Equipped with a 480 horsepower engine, this 20-ton beast of the recovery world should have more than enough muscle for a tricky trailer tussle.
Is that Albert's?
The plan is to attach the underlift on Dan's wrecker to the trailer's
It's a bit
drawbar.
rough, doesn't it?
That way they can shunt the trailer up onto Sean's low loader.
With the drawbar attachment on an underlift, you can actually adjust the height a lot better. So you can have the drawbar effectively running on the ground. It means the back's going to be higher, giving us a better angle to go up the low loader. Attach it onto there, and then obviously we can run it low to the ground, can't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm hoping them feet at the bottom are going to slide.
Look.
To be fair, the wheel wasn't the end of the world, was it?
No. It will if it goes bang.
Well, if it goes back, we've got another one.
The clock is ticking.
Go on!
Go on.
But getting the wrecker's underlift hooked up to the trailer's tow bar is proving problematic.
Fucking sake.
Is that tight? Fucking hell, it's tight, isn't it?
I thought I'd been wussy woo then.
Right, let's put it down on the floor at the front.
Go.
Go down. Go on, a little bit more. A little bit more. Right. Do you want me to reverse this? Yes.
Getting the trailer onto the low loader will be a team effort, while Sean will carefully ease the wrecker backwards.
Right. Mary, can you just watch the back?
Yeah.
He'll be relying heavily on Mary to guide him via walkie-talkie.
Let's go. Let's do this.
You're the person I want to hear. Is yours working?
Hello, Sean.
Press it and wait a second, then talk.
Thank you.
Everyone is feeling the pressure.
Okay to proceed.
If the reattached wheel gives way as the trailer mounts the bed, this rescue mission will be back to square one.
We're going to reverse it so far and then use the underlift to boom it out when we need to.
Already, things are looking ominous.
Something is cracking on the near side wheel, but at the minute you still have a wheel to crack on.
The team are desperate not to put the wheel under any unnecessary strain.
Lovely and straight at the moment. That's beautifully square at the moment. Keep her coming as she is.
You just take it easy. Small inputs on the steering.
Beautiful, keep her coming. That's it, stop there.
Sean's skill behind the wheel, combined with some top teamwork, finally gets the trailer safely on board. Much to everyone's relief, the single wheel and bolts have held out.
We're on by about 2 foot at the back as well, so you've got plenty of room on the drawbar.
But the last thing they want is the wheel giving way, while the trailer's being transported back to the depot.
As it sits, if you're looking now, I think the front's lower.
Oh yeah, we can just pivot it, can't we?
The tyres are not in the best shape, so there is a risk that it could blow while in transit. So legs down, just means if the tyre does go, it's supported by legs anyway. It's just an added safety factor.
So you're going to do this one with the tensioner, or...?
Yeah, tension on this side.
But before they can get this show on the road, beady-eyed Mary spots a potentially serious problem.
What height is that?
I don't know. I've got a tape measure.
Fucking high.
It's not that high.
No, ain't that bad. I've got a tape measure.
Just worried, no one's actually put a measure on it. I just said, be happier if we get a measure on it and get the height before we set off and take any bridges out.
All right.
All the gear, no idea.
Oi, show off.
We reckon it's 16.2.
Right, that is the height. Is that?
Oh look, 16.2.
Yeah. 16.2 on the nose. Just within the bounds.
The team is almost ready for all the lanes of the M11 to open again.
Sean's just going to spin the unit round facing the right way again, regather and get ready to roll. Bring her back in, Shawnee boy. Dan can let the road go again now. And then we leave it to highways to take the cones in and pack up.
Ingenuity and teamwork have got the trailer sitting pretty. And the rescue crew can finally hit the road.
Well done. Went well. The only bit we weren't sure if the bolts would be man enough, but they were. So the rest of it just went smoothly. Everyone worked well together. No, I generally love working with people who are dedicated to the job. So it's a pleasure, man. Let's get out of here.
Alpha HQ, near Newcastle.
Alpha Recovery.
They operate a 24-hour service.
And what's the location of it, please?
Sending out recovery specialists to all types of jobs across the northeast at a moment's notice.
What type of vehicle is it?
8 a.m. and an early morning call-out has just come in.
No worries, we'll get a truck there as soon as we can. Bye.
Just off the A69 west of Newcastle, a devastating fire has completely gutted the inside of a converted motorhome, previously used for transporting horses, leaving the charred remains stranded at the bottom of a narrow country lane. The man tasked with getting this burnt-out beast shifted is rescue op Dave.
It looks from the photographs, all the wheels are intact on it. It's just the general body and everything's all burnt. So hopefully it will roll all right. They've sent the idiot with the biggest truck to go down the tightest of lanes, but we'll see.
It could prove a tricky job, but this veteran of the recovery world is always keen to put his skills to the test.
It knows like you've been challenged, don't you? So, it'll be good. Be all right. It'll be canny. It'll be canny.
58-year-old Dave has around a quarter of a century's experience in heavy recovery. His reputation as a problem solver means this former builder gets sent to some of the toughest jobs. A difficult rescue mission is all in a day's work for Dave.
We're nearly here. There's a couple of bends, I think. We want to be left turned.
But locating the burnt vehicle is turning out to be a job in itself.
There it is. Right at the bottom. Oh, dear me. Right. Let's go down and have a look. See what the damage is.
Dave's first task is to work out how to get his wrecker within touching distance of the torched motorhome.
Well, it's getting a bit narrow here, because it's a big truck, that. Right, this is going to be the iffy bit here. Dear me.
The vehicle's so damaged, Dave's unsure if it's still structurally sound enough to be winched out.
Don't think you're doing much steering on that, that's for sure. Dear me.
Despite the risks, Dave is still up for the challenge.
Well, as long as I get the truck down, I'm quite happy about it. Yeah, just be able to drag it straight on. Should be able to. Yeah. Yeah, it should be all right. Should be all right. As long as I can get out.
There's thick shrubbery on one side. And another awkward obstacle to negotiate on the other.
Not quite there yet. Still got the thinnest part to come yet.
But all is not lost. Alpha technician and old mate Michael, aka Busby, has been sent to give Dave a hand.
No, I'm not stuck. Fucking nearly there. Just get past the next 3 or 4 posts, I'll be fine.
Right, well, go for it. Me and Dave, we've worked together for about a year now, on and off, and we get on really, really well. We'll bounce off each other, which is good. And if I ask him to do something, he never does it, so...
It's fine, that's good. Aye, well, good.
For now, they need to crack on with this recovery. So Busby provides a second pair of peepers.
Go on! Go on! Go on!
I did need help.
I was your
Because it was very tight.
I was your assistant, wasn't I?
You were.
Little bit left hand! Right! Well, I am Alpha's technician, so I had to come and guide you and show you how to do the job, really.
Guide us.
But, I mean, let's face it, you didn't have a clue, did you?
Really?
Go on! Go on, you're fine! Right, David! Go on! Keep it like that and you'll be fine, David!
Busby's directions gets Dave down the lane in a matter of minutes.
He doesn't struggle, he's quite good at what he does. But he always needs a hand because he wouldn't dare leave him by himself. We're there. See if we can get pulled onto the back of the truck. Happy days, we'll see what happens.
Once Dave has positioned his wrecker directly in front of the charred motorhome,
Right.
the boys can then begin getting the winch cable rigged up.
Do you need any more?
No, that's enough.
28 foot long and 2.5 meters wide. Dave's Mercedes axle weighs in at a solid 26 tons and has an impressive single line winch pull capacity of 5 tons. Dave and Busby crank up the tension on the cable and begin the pull.
Can I try and get it up now?
But they're soon forced to hold their horses.
Yeah.
Well, we're not getting a new gear, are we? Or a handbrake off. Makes any difference.
Both the gearbox and steering have been ravaged by the fire.
Try that, mate.
It's making the haul a whole lot harder. In times of trouble, recovery ops have a trusted bit of kit to fall back on.
Dave, do you want to just put a little snatch on this? Eh? Put a little, do you think? Because that steering wheel's starting to turn. I didn't want you getting stuck.
I'll get it.
Do you get the snatch?
You didn't strain yourself.
That's no problem at all. Not a problem. I'll not strain. Just watch the clouds go by.
This is no time for daydreaming. The boys attach a snatch block, which they're hoping will help keep the motorhome on the straight and narrow.
Close that off. There you go. You can use a snatch to steer it by pulling it from one side to the other to get it on.
But as Busby reactivates the winch cable,
Go for it.
this former horse transporter is still not heading in the right direction.
Slowly. Well, which way is the steering?
Straight away, we're going to have to try and turn it.
Try and turn it because it's too far off that side. We've come too far over.
It's just steering itself, and we can't really steer it because it doesn't got a steering wheel anymore.
Can the boys get themselves back in the saddle, or will this recovery fall at the first hurdle?
If we'd continued with the way it was going on the back of the truck, it would have ended off with the one side of the wheels off the side of the truck.
Just off the A69 west of Newcastle. Best mates Dave and Busby are mired in a melee with a motorhome that's had a massive meltdown.
Can I try and get it up now?
The inside of the vehicle's been completely destroyed in the blaze, and it's steering this recovery in the wrong direction.
Which way is the steering?
Straight away, we're going to have to try and turn it.
Try and turn it because it's too far off that side. Come too far over.
The boys are forced to go back to the drawing board.
We've got a bar route, see if I can turn them.
Yeah.
Straighten them up.
It's just steering itself, and we can't really steer it because it doesn't got a steering wheel anymore. So we're going to try and put a bar in and turn the steering, just to try and move it across a little bit more. Push comes to shove.
Dave stands by with a metal bar as Busby cranks up the winch cable.
I'll turn the clutch more, and then turn it back again.
Right, okay. Tell us when you're ready.
Go on.
This needs careful coordination between the pair.
Just get the centre wheels, the back wheels in the centre, mate.
If they don't get the angle of approach exactly spot on,
Righto.
the motorhome could end up toppling over.
Do you want to straighten that up there because it's starting to come across?
A series of small adjustments. And slowly but surely, the boys have the vehicle in prime position.
That's you all right there?
Nah, take it off a touch, mate.
Take it off.
Aye, just a touch.
It might not down.
Roll up there.
Are we?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Sorted.
It worked. The bar worked. We got it on the back of the truck. It was nice and straight. It came out really well.
Before this recovery can be declared complete, they have yet another big challenge on their hands.
We'll have to sheet it up. Put a tarpaulin over it, ratchet strap it all up just so it stops all the bits falling onto the floor.
You want to cut long enough to throw it over.
Yeah.
Then at the end, we're going to feed it through the eyes, then feed it through the hooks on the bed. Tie it down so it doesn't flap about too much.
That's what teamwork's all about, man.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's one.
But wrapping up a 10-foot-high motorhome won't be easy.
Right.
Hold on. Go on. Go on. Hold on, you get that.
Put catching on, like.
Hold it.
It's working very well, is it?
Tarpaulin was hard to get on.
They're fucking catching on everything, isn't it?
Aye, right.
Yeah, me.
Hold on. Right. There was jagged edges all over the place.
What a fuck on.
You're nearly level with the side here, like.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Well, then that's not going to stretch over here very much, then.
The vehicle had to be transported and we sheeted it up as best we can. We had a fight with it. I had a fight with him and all, but I'm pulling the sheet one way, he's pulling the sheet the other way. If it hadn't have been windy, it would be lovely. But unfortunately...
Whose bright idea was this?
After years of working together, this recovery double act
Fucking lousy bastard.
won't allow some troublesome top to break their brotherly bond.
Me and Dave, we work really well together. He helps me in the garage as well, you know, so it makes all the difference when you can work as a team.
We do work really, really well together. And it's nice to be able to have that kind of bond with a work colleague so that you know that he's got your back. And he has.
And that's a lot of patience.
Do you need a lot of patience? Well,
Yes.
you need a lot of patience around me, like I suppose I.
Wind doesn't help, does it? Just makes it so much more awkward. But we're nearly there. As long as the majority of it's covered up, we'll be all right.
And with their rescue mission all wrapped up, the dynamic duo can get the truck out of here.
Well, getting it on was all right. Absolutely no problem at all. Just obviously just sheeting it up. Try and keep a lot of the rubbish inside. Was the worst part. But we knew it was going to be.
Make the best of a bad job, and that's what Dave did. He done really well with it.
We did.
Yeah, I did. You watched.
Well, there you go. I got that wrong again, didn't I?
270 miles away in the southeast, Mary's been switched to an urgent job that's just come in.
So we've had that. Change jobs, change jobs. Don't go to the one that's sitting in the services. We've got one live on the M1, M25 slip road. Get there as quick as you can, so boop, boop. We're on it.
A 6-ton tractor unit that was transporting a fully laden trailer has broken down on the side of the busy slip road onto the M1 motorway. A replacement unit's already on scene to take the trailer onto its original destination. But it won't be going anywhere until Mary can shift the disabled unit out of the way.
I've spoken to the driver of this vehicle. He is actually literally on the slip road. It's M25 anti-clock going onto the M1, and it is quite a bit of a turn and there's not great visibility on it. So it's like, get there as quick as we can, get him moved as quick as we can, get him safe.
Cool, calm and collected, Mary's dealt with heavy vehicles of all shapes and sizes, stacking up an impressive record of over 16,000 recoveries. After 14 years on the job, she's a safe pair of hands on any high-risk recovery. The broken down unit couldn't be in a worse spot. A busy slip road on a bend. Mary knows she'll need all eyes on her mirrors as she slows to approach the scene.
Second I get vision on it, the beacons go on and the speed comes off, and you're just watching them behind you that they've actually recognised what you're doing and are backing their speed off or going round you. So I've got a lorry relatively close behind me. Here he is, here he is. And that's great, the lorry behind me has worked it out and he's backed right off, which is beautiful, that's what we want. A little acknowledgement that he was absolutely spot on, that driver. The second the beacons went on, he backed straight off, and that's great.
As she arrives, Mary wastes little time devising a plan, together with the driver of the replacement unit.
What I'll do is I'll just pull forward a bit and go round the back of him.
You might be better off just pull straight round in front of me, because if you try backing up on that, why would you back up on a blind slip road? Do not do that, mister.
The replacement unit moves in front of Mary.
There we go.
This will allow space to back her wrecker up to the front of the broken down unit.
He's in front, he's safe. Everyone is safe. For now, let's get backwards and get this one out the way.
Now in position, Mary can start rigging up for the recovery. Luckily, the ops on scene with the replacement unit have given her a head start.
These guys are brilliant, they're well on their game. They've got the legs down on the trailer, they've peeled the pin on the trailer. So all I've got to do is hook the unit up, pull it out from under it. We can get out of the way, and then they're going to bring the other unit that's up in front of me. They'll reverse that down once we're out of the way and hook it on the trailer and get the trailer gone.
Measuring 13 feet high and 32 feet long, Mary's come armed with her chunky Volvo FH12 Globetrotter XL. This massive 32-ton 8-wheeler packs some power, so shifting any size truck should be a piece of cake.
Lift under there, get her up in the air, then I can chain her down. I just chained it up the offside, and I've got vehicles literally whizzing past my feet here right now, so let's pull that this way.
To set it up for towing, Mary now needs to breathe new life into the debilitated unit.
You need to keep a supply of air to these trucks when you turn them. Once you release the handbrake, if there's no air build-up, it won't actually release the brakes until it's got air in it.
All aired up. Mary has one final task to complete before she can get this big beast moving.
Going to take the half shaft out, remove the drive line, save the gearbox from getting wound up. That's the little trunk we want to hear. These get heavier as the day goes on, that is a fact. We're good.
Despite the hazards of working on a busy motorway, this has been a textbook recovery for Mary. Just 30 minutes after she first arrived, the broken down unit is all ready to be towed back to its depot.
So the one in red is coming with us, and then one of the other drivers will jump in that unit, back it under the trailer, and they'll get on their way. So yeah, one's coming with me, and the rest are all here. Let's get Yeehaw out of here.
Mid-morning in Leicestershire. And the call-ups at Crouch Recovery are in the middle of another hectic shift.
Hello.
Recent heavy rain in the region can only mean one thing. Scores of vehicles getting into trouble.
It's supposedly rolled 2 or 3 times, and it's heavy RTC damage all the way around it.
It's not just heavy-duty vehicles in a spot of bother. Light recovery jobs are also flooding in.
Is that Adam? Can I have him quick? I've just got a high-waist jump.
10:30 a.m. And responding to one such incident this morning is recovery op Mark.
We've been called out to a Sprinter van that's stuck in mud. I imagine he's tried to turn around and just gone off the side of the lay-by.
Deep muddy ditches are often a recipe for disaster. And that's precisely where the Sprinter van has got itself well and truly wedged in, on the side of a busy road just south of Leicester. With almost a decade in the recovery business, Mark's already begun to formulate a master plan.
I'm thinking of possibly where he is, what hazards are going to be, whether we're going to need a road closure or not. I see him now, so we'll pull over here and get him out.
You always are sort of planning ahead, just to give yourself a bit of a head start to make your life easier.
As Mark arrives, he immediately begins sizing up the situation.
It looks like he's gone to reverse in the lay-by and completely misjudged the farmer's access into it, and yeah, just ended up down a bit of a ditch.
Before he attempts a rescue, Mark knows that every good recovery op needs to work out what could go wrong before trying to put it right.
I'm thinking, has he damaged the fuel tanks, and has he possibly damaged anything underneath, like your prop shaft or your rear axle or anything like that?
Luckily, everything underneath appears intact. But now Mark has another problem to deal with.
With it being a busy road and on a blind bend, I'm going to have to put a road closure on the corner, just up there, and then we'll stick some cones at our end and stop all the traffic.
It's hardly an ideal situation.
We'll wait for all the traffic to get out of the way, and then, yeah, we'll close the road.
Shutting this busy road in both directions could quickly cause traffic chaos.
There's always a hint of pressure when you know you've got members of the public that don't quite realise what's happening, and they're not willing to wait 5-10 minutes just while you get it out. You try not to upset anybody, but at the same time, you've got a job to do.
With safety uppermost in his mind, Mark has no other choice.
Because of where he is, I'm going to have to go on the other side of the road and winch him out. So rather than trying to do it while all the traffic's moving and everything like that, and danger of him getting caught up in the winch cable and stuff, it's just easier and safer to close the road.
Luckily, Mark has an extra pair of hands to assist him.
Control sent somebody else out to help me block off the road. So we used his van to stop one side of it, my truck and the cones to block anybody else coming from the back end of it.
Congestion's already beginning to grow, so the pressure's on to get the job done. Mark swiftly positions his 16-ton twin slide bed and gets prepped for pulling. With a maximum train weight just shy of 20 tons, his truck should be more than a match for a Sprinter van.
It's in quite a way, so hopefully with a little gentle tug it should come out.
The cable's secured and ready to take the strain.
We'll go and stand over here, out of the way, just so we can watch it come on.
As Mark gently cranks up the pulling power, his reliable wrecker is soon proving its worth.
Going absolutely as it should. Nice and smooth.
It was a big relief because once it was out, it was a case of move everything out of the way and let everybody crack on with the day.
That went absolutely perfect, as it should have done, textbook. Cheers, dude.
Incredibly, from the moment the road was closed to getting the traffic flowing again, has taken Mark just 9 minutes.
That's the road reopened now and everybody can carry on with what they were doing. It's on to the next victim.
Next time,
How far down is it?
finding and extracting a 32-ton tipper in the dark
Oh dear, he's stuck. Whoa, 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 whoa.
leaves one thing clear for Kev.
This is where I'm going, I'll silver tit, innit?
An Arctic wedged between a lamppost and a ditch gets Steve out of bed at first light.
It's early in the morning, so we need to get it out so that the police can open the road.
Leaky brakes on an Arctic rescue
It's not building up by itself.
mean the recovery's in the air for Aidan.
You feel pressure to get it done. Obviously the wagons are struggling to get past.
And on his first job in his new loader, Zibby finds himself in a sticky spot.
I hate that.